Welcome to the Vibes Lab, your front row seat to the science behind VIA, the Vibes AI agentic platform making everyday brain health accessible to all. Every episode is designed to reveal insights that will enhance your cognitive health and well-being. Follow us to grab your lab key and experience limitless intelligence.
Ever find yourself wishing you could just tune up your brain? Like boost your focus or unlock some kind of hidden creative potential?
Yeah.
Well, you're not alone.
Right.
Today we're diving into this fascinating world of binaural beats. It's a kind of sonic brain hack.
Ooh.
It might just be the key to a sharper, more productive you.
Yeah.
We're going to be looking at this article called The Power of Sound Therapy.
Okay.
And we've got a bunch of research studies too. We're going to see what's really going on here.
Yeah, it's more than just wishful thinking, that's for sure.
Right.
We're talking about real, measurable effects on brain activity. And honestly, some of the findings are pretty mind-boggling.
All right, so level with me. What are binaural beats exactly? It sounds kind of sci-fi, to be honest.
Okay, imagine this. You've got your headphones on, right?
Go ahead.
Each ear is hearing a slightly different tone.
Okay.
It's so subtle you might not even notice. But your brain does something incredible. It creates a third beat. Yeah. A phantom frequency. That's the difference between those two tones. That's the binaural beat.
Okay, that's wild. But how does that actually, change how my brain works?
Well, that's where it gets really interesting. Studies are showing that these binaural beats can influence our brainwave patterns. They kind of nudge your brain towards frequencies.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, frequencies that are associated with different mental states.
Interesting.
One of the most studied frequencies is gamma, around 40 hertz. And that one, it's linked to things like super focus, lightning fast processing, even bursts of creative insight.
So listening to these beats could actually make me more creative. I'm all ears, literally.
Well, it's not quite as simple as just pressing play and becoming Picasso.
Okay, all right.
But there's this fascinating study by Hummel and their team. This was back in 2016.
Okay.
And it showed some pretty compelling results. They found that people who listened to binaural beats in that gamma range, well, they performed better on tasks that required them to juggle multiple things at once. And that suggests they had better cognitive flexibility.
Cognitive flexibility. What does that mean in real-world terms?
Okay, think of it like this. It's your brain's ability to switch gears smoothly, adapt to unexpected changes, and think outside the box. It's basically mental agility training for your brain.
I like that.
Yeah.
Mental agility training.
So in the study, they used something called a dual task paradigm.
Oh.
Participants had to, say, remember a string of numbers while also reacting to visual cues.
Gotcha.
And the ones who listened to the gamma binaural beats, they were better at handling that kind of mental juggling act.
So I'm hearing this right. Binaural beats could help me stay focused when I'm working on a complex project or trying to learn something new?
Yeah, the research is definitely pointing in that direction, but
Okay.
It's not all about being laser focused. There's another study, this one from just last year by Kang and their colleagues, that found that those same 40 hertz binaural beats, well, they had a positive impact on mood as well as cognitive function.
Wait, so better focus and a better mood. I'm starting to see why people are so excited about this. Is there something about these specific frequencies that makes them work this magic?
Yeah, that's what researchers are trying to figure out. One theory is that these beats might be optimizing neural communication, essentially making your brain pathways run more smoothly and efficiently. There's even some evidence suggesting that they can reduce anxiety, which could definitely explain the mood boost.
So it's kind of like giving your brain a tune-up and a spa day at the same time.
Exactly.
That's an amazing image.
Yeah.
But I'm curious, are gamma frequencies the only ones with these benefits? Are there other, sonic keys to unlock different parts of our mental potential?
That's a great question. And it leads us to a whole other dimension of this sonic landscape. While gamma frequencies have been getting a lot of attention, there's a growing interest in what other frequencies can do. For instance, alpha frequency binaural beats. Those are slower, between 8 and 14 hertz.
Okay.
And they've been linked to increased serotonin production.
Ah, serotonin, the happy hormone.
Yeah.
So alpha waves are more about chilling out and feeling good.
Exactly. Medicina Narrativa, a group that's been exploring the therapeutic potential of sound, has been highlighting research that suggests this connection between alpha frequencies and a boost in serotonin. And that can have a big impact on your overall well-being, from reducing stress to improving sleep quality.
Okay, this is all incredibly fascinating, but I need to get the big picture here. Are there enough studies on this to say that these effects are real and consistent?
That's where systematic reviews and meta-analyses come in. They basically gather and analyze data from multiple studies
Right.
to get a more comprehensive view of the evidence.
Gotcha.
And luckily, Yadav and their team published one in 2024 specifically on binaural beats and their impact on both cognitive function and mood. And the results were pretty convincing. There's growing support for the idea that sound therapy, specifically using binaural beats, can have a real and positive impact on how our brains work and how we feel.
Wow, I'm starting to see why you're so excited about this. It really does feel like we're just scratching the surface of what sound can do for us. But before we get too carried away dreaming of our supercharged brains, let's get practical.
Okay, that's a perfect segue into the next part of our deep dive. Because you might be wondering, okay, this all sounds amazing, but how do I actually get started with binaural beats?
Right. Where do we find these sonic superpowers, and are there any special instructions for using them?
Well, you're in luck.
Accessing binaural beats is easier than you might think.
It is.
Easier than ever before, really.
Yeah, think apps, websites,
Oh,
even YouTube channels. I mean,
seriously.
they're everywhere, and you can find tracks that are specifically designed for all sorts of purposes.
Like what?
From boosting focus and concentration to promoting relaxation and sleep, you name it.
Wow.
There's probably a binaural beat for it.
That's amazing. So I can just pop in my headphones and hit play.
Yeah.
Is there anything I should keep in mind to really get the most out of it?
Absolutely. First off, you want to make sure you're listening to high-quality audio.
Okay.
Look for sources that offer a variety of frequencies and soundscapes.
Right.
So you can experiment with.
Gotcha. So like try out different things and see what works best for me.
Yeah, and while you're exploring, remember that everyone responds to sound differently.
Hmm.
What works for one person might not work for another.
Okay, that makes sense. It's like finding the right music to get you in the zone.
Exactly.
What else should I be aware of?
Environment plays a big role.
Okay.
Like if you're aiming for focus, try finding a quiet spot where you can minimize distractions.
Right.
Close your eyes, get comfortable, and just let those beats wash over you. It's about creating this immersive experience for your brain to really engage with those frequencies.
So no multitasking while trying to enhance focus.
Yeah, probably a good rule of thumb.
Makes sense.
And remember, consistency is key, like any kind of training. Think of it like a mental workout. The more you incorporate it into your routine, the more you're likely to benefit.
That's a great analogy. It's not like a quick fix.
Yeah.
It's a way to cultivate like better brain habits over time.
Exactly.
Now I have to ask, are there any downsides or risks I should be aware of? Like before I dive into the world of binaural beats,
Oh, it's always wise to be cautious when trying something new.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to our brains.
Right.
For the vast majority of people, binaural beats are considered safe.
Oh,
But there have been a few reports of mild side effects like headaches or dizziness in some individuals. So if you experience anything like that, simply stop listening
gotcha.
and maybe check in with your doctor.
Good to know. It sounds like it's mostly about listening to your body and using common sense.
Right.
But I'm curious, is there anything in the research that really surprised you?
You know, one detail that stood out for me from the Kang study was that they didn't just measure cognitive performance and mood. They also looked at something called heart rate variability.
What's that?
It's a measure of how what your body responds to stress.
Oh, okay.
And what they found was that listening to those 40 hertz binaural beats actually improved heart rate variability, suggesting a calming effect on the nervous system.
Whoa, so it's not just about boosting brain power.
No.
It's also about helping our bodies regulate stress more effectively.
Yeah, exactly.
That's fascinating. It really highlights the interconnectedness of our mental and physical well-being.
Absolutely.
It's pretty wild.
And that's one of the things that makes this field so exciting. We're starting to understand how deeply sound can influence our entire being,
Right.
not just our minds.
Okay. I'm feeling pretty pumped about the possibilities here, but I have to ask, are there any skeptics out there?
Oh, yeah.
Are there researchers who aren't convinced about the power of binaural beats?
Yeah, it's important to acknowledge that like any area of scientific exploration, there are always going to be different perspectives and areas that require further research.
Right.
Some researchers believe that more large-scale, long-term studies are needed to definitively prove the effectiveness of binaural beats. Others point out that individual responses to sound can vary quite a bit.
Okay.
So the need for more personalized approaches.
So it's not a magic magic bullet, and it's not a one-size-fits-all solution.
Exactly. But that's what makes scientific inquiry so fascinating. It's an ongoing process of questioning, experimenting, and refining our understanding.
Right.
And that brings us to the exciting part, the future of sound therapy and what it holds for all of us.
That's a perfect segue, because I'm dying to know what the next frontier is for this whole sonic revolution.
Buckle up, because things are about to get really futuristic.
Okay, we're back.
Love it.
And ready to explore this future of sound therapy.
Right.
What's on the horizon for this whole sonic revolution?
Well, one area that's really exciting is how we deliver these frequencies.
Okay.
We're moving beyond just headphones
Right.
and looking at things like vibroacoustic therapy.
Vibroacoustic therapy, what's that?
That's where you actually feel the sound vibrations through your body.
Oh, wow.
Imagine being immersed in this soundscape, right?
Okay, yeah.
It not only stimulates your brain, but it also resonates throughout your entire being.
That sounds incredible. Like a full-body sonic massage or something.
Yeah.
What kind of potential applications are we talking about here?
Oh, the possibilities are pretty mind-blowing.
Really?
Yeah, we could see sound therapy being integrated into virtual reality environments.
Oh, wow.
Creating immersive experiences for learning, relaxation, even pain management.
With pain management.
Yeah.
So you could be using sound to address physical ailments as well as mental and cognitive ones.
Exactly. It's like sound is becoming this bridge between neuroscience, psychology, and medicine. We're just beginning to tap into its therapeutic potential.
This is also promising, but as this technology advances, are there any ethical considerations we should be thinking about? Could there be any unintended consequences of manipulating brainwave activity in these ways?
That's a really important question.
Yeah.
As with any powerful tool, we need to approach sound therapy responsibly and ethically.
Right.
Things like informed consent, understanding potential risks, and avoiding any claims of it being a cure-all are crucial. It's not about replacing traditional therapies, but rather exploring how sound can complement and enhance them.
So it's about finding that balance, right?
Right.
Between innovation and responsibility.
Exactly.
It sounds like a lot of this comes down to ongoing research and open dialogue.
Right.
Between scientists, policymakers, and the public. We need to navigate this new territory together.
Absolutely. It's about harnessing the incredible potential of sound while also being mindful of its power.
Well, this has been an incredible deep dive into the world of binaural beats and the power of sound.
Yeah.
From boosting focus to enhancing creativity to reducing stress. It seems like the possibilities are endless. What an amazing conversation.
We've covered a lot of ground, but this is really just the beginning. There's still so much to explore and discover about how sound can impact our lives.
So where do we go from here? What can our listeners take away from all of this?
I think the biggest takeaway is that we have this incredible tool right at our fingertips. You've heard the research, you've learned about the potential benefits, and you've glimpsed the amazing possibilities that lie ahead. Now it's your turn to explore. Experiment with different frequencies and soundscapes. Discover how sound can impact your own cognitive function, your mood, your overall well-being.
Yes. Embrace the power of sound. It's like having a secret weapon for a better, brighter, more balanced life. Thanks for joining us on this sonic adventure, and until next time, keep those ears open and those minds curious.